Oh, hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. So, here's the story. I think he's a subscriber, I'm not sure, but he watches my videos. Anyway, he's like an inventor or a guy who wants to create something. And so he saw a video when I picked up this 4.5 horsepower Tecumseh with a strange shroud lawnmower about a year and a half ago or so. He saw that video and he says, Henry, I really want to buy that mower. Can you ship it to Illinois or something? And I'm like, if you watch my videos, pal, you'll know that I don't really hold on to anything that I get. I flip them. And usually I don't have it, which I don't. Sold it a long time ago. Anyway, we've been in constant contact in the past month or so about trying to power his invention. So I told him, well, I do have that. The only motor I have that I'm not using at the moment, that's not attached to a mower already, is that 8.5 horsepower Briggs professional engine that was off the power washer that has a busted pump. As you guys saw from that video, I replaced it with a HIPA carburetor, and because the jet bowl nut wasn't drilled out, there was no hole, it wouldn't start. I spent 2 hours figuring out that it was an error in manufacturing from that nut. So I replaced the nut with a regular nut with a hole, started right up. It's like almost a new engine, and it's been sitting in my shed. Well, I just re-put my shed up, as you can see. But he paid me $100, and he's gonna send me a shipping label from UPS. So I'm gonna take that power washer out, take the engine off, drain the oil, and pack it in a box. Send him the dimensions and the weight and all. He's gonna send me a shipping label. I'll drop it up at UPS, and there you go. Sold an engine to a subscriber. Also today, I gotta check out and see if my daughter's car has a leak, because when she goes to school every morning, I see like a small puddle of oil. So I really need to check that. You know what I mean? Also, my friend is coming over and he's giving me something. So here's the power washer. Like I said, it's a Briggs & Stratton Professional Ready Start 8.5 horsepower or 8.5 foot-pounds. You can convert that. So it's good. It's probably the largest engine they make for a push mower, you know, with the 3-bolt pattern for push mower decks. I suppose you could actually use this for like a riding mower if you really wanted to. It's a pretty good engine, and as you saw from that video, runs great. I already drained the gas because it was I ran it out of gas to winterize it. I didn't have any use for it, whatever, but I wanted to keep the stand. The stand is always good for, you know, to use as an engine stand, and this is in excellent condition. So I'm just going to remove the engine from the base. Because I'm shipping it, I gotta take the oil out in case the UPS guy flips the box upside down. There's oil all over the place. You might get fined. It's a shame too, it's got brand new oil in it. course, a neat trick is always finding a place to put it in a box. You know how I save all those boxes for exactly situations like this? But I threw a lot away. I'm sure I had a box that would perfectly fit this, but now it doesn't. So, see how the crankshaft bottom's sticking out like that? Well, in shipping, you don't want to damage that. So I'll put a hole in here, secure it that way. I guess this is the only box that's going to fit. Huge. We've got surveillance cameras and alarms all over the place. Anyway, as you guys saw, my friend Mark came by. He said his neighbors were walking around. They saw this on the street, told him about it. He went out with his trailer to go get it. When he got it, the thing was all covered in schmutz, whatever. It was dirty and everything. They said that the engine was bad. So he took it into his shop, he cleaned it up, he tried working on the engine, and it actually turns over and everything. It's, to me, it sounds like the valves need to be adjusted. That's when it's a slow crank like that, that's what it sounds like to me. It doesn't sound like the engine's blown, because if the engine was blown and the connecting rod was gone, it would just go freewheel it, you know, or not crank at all because the connecting rod is stuck. So since it cranks, it seems like it has compression. It sounds to me like it's just valves, or it's a bad starter motor, because those Tecumseh starter motors, they, you know, I had a problem exactly like that before. But, you know, honestly, I don't really want this engine. It's a Tecumseh. I'll show it to you. 2 hours later, I haven't done anything from that last clip. I was just going to show you what this was all about. But then Quinn the mailman came by, talked to him for half an hour. Andy the Brit, talked to him for another hour. And then my friend Mark came. Oh no, Mark already came. All right, well anyway, I've gotten on to a whole bunch of tangents. All right, so now what was I doing? I was going to show you guys this tractor. So it's in decent shape. They said they replaced the deck. This is like a newer version or something like that. Looks the same to me. So in the back of my mind, I actually was thinking that maybe I should move this deck to the Rodimus Prime, because this is actually the same platform as the Rodimus Prime. And the Rodimus Prime frame is all rusty and shit. So, I mean, I could swap over this body and deck onto the Rodimus Prime, and because I want to keep the Rodimus Prime because it's a four-wheel steering. Anyway, I think this deck would fit. That's in the back of my mind. So this is a Tecumseh Formula 13.5 horsepower overhead valve. Honestly, I don't think the Tecumseh engines for lawn tractors are very good. I've had a few in my life and they all sucked. So I don't really think too much about these, but I don't think I have another engine for a lawn tractor, so this would probably have to be it. Anyway, it looks okay. It has the same hood as the Rodimus Prime. Everything looks okay. I would think that because this thing doesn't start with the slow cranks, it could be either the battery is weak, the starter's weak, or the valves need to be adjusted to Tecumseh specs, which I don't think I know. So that's that. And other than that, everything's in good shape. Tires all hold air. It's a good deck. Yeah, it's good, decent. This is unusually low. how narrow that deflector is, right? Shouldn't it be like something like that? But actually it's designed like this so that the grass shoots out in like a very narrow pattern, comes out like that, which is kind of cool because you can get in through gates and stuff. See, I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. It should be like that. Either way, that's good. So obviously I'm not going to be working on this. I don't know, might not be that hard of a fix, but I know these Tecumseh starters are very expensive, super expensive. I have one, but I think it's a worn one, so it doesn't really run right. Rolls freely, like I said, the wheels hold air, smooth, good shape, no rust, hardly any rust. And I've got a battery. This is I can't see. Does this say, well, 250? Would you think it's a 250 cranking amps? That's probably it. Oh, for you enthusiasts, I can't tell, how old is it? 2004? Maybe? Leave it in the comments, you guys know. So that's that. And so now I have two tractors to work on for the spring. This and that. All right, so that's that. Let me get to my daughter's car. I forgot to pack the engine. See, I get distracted, whatever, and I was supposed to do this right now, but I was looking real quick at my daughter's car. I checked all the fluids. I even looked underneath. I couldn't find any leaks, okay? So, antifreeze looks good. I topped off a little bit of brake fluid to max. This one actually has 2 brake fluid containers, and they're both at max. So I did all that, and then I looked underneath the car, and I couldn't find any leaks. At least, oh, I checked the oil too. There's no, the oil is fine, so it hasn't been leaking oil. But check out what I found. Aha! The CV joint, the rod. Is that what I'm trying to show you? Oh, here, there. See that? The boot came off from that thing. But what fluid is in the boot for the steering? You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm gonna have to jack this up and take a better look and fix that boot, because I think that's the fluid is coming out of there, but I don't know what kind of fluid that is. Alright, you guys saw me pack it up. Looks okay. I've got my scale now. And see how heavy this is. So what do you guys think? It's 22 inches by 15 by 16. I say it's... leave it in the comments right now. See who gets closer. I say it's... 28.6. Oh my God, I was totally off. 31 pounds. Can you believe that? That's pretty heavy, man. I did insulate it a lot. I'm not really concerned about the insulation. Now let's try putting it this way. 31.02. All right, that's that. Okay, let's fix that CV joint boot. I've got this new thing here. It's from my friends over at Vivor. It's a pneumatic jack. pretty cool. Now, do you think I would trust this to put myself underneath there? What are you, nuts? I'm gonna get a jack stand. Not that I'm gonna be like completely in there, but gotta be safe. So there it is. That's my issue. That's where the leak is coming from. As you can see, my CV joint boot is worn and has come out. So I'm gonna fill it with some grease. I believe it's just regular grease into the boot. I'm gonna fill it in there with some spray grease because it's easier to get in there. Then I'm just gonna pull that boot over the lump there and zip tie that first area. That ought to hold it for a while. It ain't pretty, but it'll stop the leaks. That boot, you pull it all the way forward, and then I filled it up with grease. Then I used a zip tie to tie it down, but it kept on popping off of the grommet because the grommet and the boot are, you know, that's what's broken. But anyway, so I have it tied down with some rubber hose clamp, right? And then I wrapped the old tire inner tube around it. So that ought to stop the leaks. And it's, you know, I put grease in there too. So it ought to be good for now. We'll see, one day I'll change the boot. When I thought I was done, I saw the right side had a leak too. Fix the right side one. All right, that's all I wanted to do was just stop it from leaking. I mean, it's not like it's engine oil leakage, you know, it's just grease. When it heats up from the CV joint moving from the transmission, the grease, the packed grease, becomes very watery and it leaks out. Now you just prevent the grease from leaking out, you know. Is that cool or what? Next episode, I'm actually going to help my neighbor Steve do his brakes on his 2018 Dodge Dakota SUV. We'll see how that goes. He's never done it before. I'm just going to show him how to do one. He should be able to do the rest using my tools.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.